Everybody repeat after me. Transportation is full of professionals. All right. Y'all stay with me. I know y'all been sitting for a while. I know how it is getting through presentations, so just stay with me. I did a little bit of research, and I'm all about the human side, the interpersonal side, how those things impact our desire to work, how we work, our work ethic, our professionalism, how we think about our coworkers, how we think about the space that we're in. And I came across 4 main factors that have the greatest impact or the most impact on job performance. Number 1 being connection to work, connection to people, connection to culture, and employee connection. Do I have a personal connection or investment in the actual work that I'm doing within transportation, as a driver, as an aide, as a supervisor, as a manager, as a consultant? And these are things that I consider for me personally when I'm building partnership with different organizations or schools. Is there a connection to the people? Is there a connection to the culture, the values, the morals, the ethics? And do I have any type of connection to those that I'm working with? Those who are my coworkers, those who are my friends, those who I may kick it with in after hours. Is there really any type of connection? And so when one or more of these things is missing, it begins to have a greater impact on our actual performance. And so what I want you guys to do, just take a little assessment in your mind, a self-assessment, and think about, are any of these things impacting your personal performance? Any of these things? I came across this little clip that I found of me speaking. This was back in, I think, 2016 or 2017. I was at Mifflin Middle School during their Friday town hall, and I'm hoping that we can get this to play quickly. Volume's pretty low. Volume is too low. We can't really hear the video, so we're going to push past that. In the video, essentially, I was just discussing how you view the position that you're in. For some of us, is it just a job? For some of us, is there any type of personal connection? Is it a purpose? Is it a passion? Are the students, are the families, are the children? Do we feel connected to them? Does it give us an extra push? Does it give us an extra oomph in the mornings? Does it motivate us to do better? Does it motivate us to be better? And I think about times when I used to ride the bus personally. And I remember sometimes getting on the bus and being told it's good to see you. Everybody say it's good to see you. Everybody say it's good to see you. Do you know how much those words mean to a person that doesn't feel seen? To a child that doesn't feel seen? To someone who comes from a family of 6 and who doesn't get told anything positive? There's a study that says within our lifetime, we will impact 10,000 people at least. This is even the most introverted, quiet individual. And so my hope is that each and every one of you begin to learn, and this was hit on a little bit earlier, that you can shift the atmosphere. No, things won't always be right. When I go and work with some of my school buildings, sometimes I want to slap them kids straight up, because they work my nerves. But I understand that maintaining my level of professionalism, maintaining my image as someone who's consistent and who cares about them will have a greater impact in the long run. And I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, if y'all begin to believe that you can shift the atmosphere, then maybe that thing will start to change. And I get it. I totally get it. Sometimes we're disrespected. Sometimes the students, the families, the people cross the line. I've been through it. And so I have compassion for those who deal with that every single day. But on the flip side, I'm a believer. And I believe when I speak things, things change. And I believe when I believe things, things change. And I believe when I decide to do something, things change. So my hope is that all those who control their individual buses, you begin to believe that I can change the atmosphere on this thing. That I can be the example that the young people need. Maybe it's your coworker who's going through, but you can be the person to at least assist them in making things greater. Do y'all believe that? A little bit. Can y'all clap it up for that, please? So the question may arise, how do I maintain professionalism when I don't feel valued? How do I wake up every single day, get up out the bed, take the dog out, get my kids ready for school, whatever you have to do, start your route. How do I maintain this when I myself don't know where the district's going? When I myself don't really necessarily know company culture? When I myself don't agree with some of the business practices going on? I've broken it down into 3 things that if you want, you can take notes on, you can put it into your phone, that have helped me personally, because I too have to decide which partnerships, which contracts, which organizations I'm going to continue to partner with based on culture, right? Based on connection, based on the vision that they have and where they want to go. When I work with you one time and I see how things run, that kind of gives me a good idea of how things are going to be moving forward, right? Number 1, assess the situation. There are some people in here who are not sure how much longer they're going to be here. There are some people in here who want to be here long term. There are some people who don't know what's going on. My first piece of advice, just begin to ask questions about the environment. Is this toxic? How is the communication? How is the opportunity for growth? What are the certain benefits? Start off with asking and assessing the situation. Next, everybody say accountability. Newsflash. Everything isn't always everybody else's fault. And so for some of us, if we go from environment to environment to environment to environment to environment, and there's problem after problem after problem after problem, ask yourself, am I the issue? Or what are some things that I need to change? And then act rationally. Some of the worst decisions we make as human beings are those that are made under emotional circumstances. A lot of people who are locked up, it's not the fact that they're bad people, that they're stupid, that they're irresponsible. It's that a moment of an emotional decision is changing the rest of their lives. So assess the situation, accountability for your part, and I would say act rationally, whatever that looks like for you as a professional. I think this is rather important to point out as we begin to close, that professionalism doesn't mean perfection. That professionalism doesn't necessarily mean nice suits. For me, I wear suits every day. I try to dress up every day, but my environment breeds that based on what I do and who I work with. But professionalism doesn't mean perfection. Don't forget your human side, people. If there's one thing that you all can take from what we're talking about today, it's that your human side and everything that happens before you get to work impacts your performance, how you respond, and your professionalism at work. Do y'all understand that? Say, Nate. Say, Nate. I believe that. Everything that happens before I step foot in the workplace, before I start my route, before I embrace my kids, before I tell them it's good to see you, to a child who has never been told that they're seen before, everything that happens before that matters. And lastly, we're going to do something fun, and then we're going to wrap up. I want you guys to repeat after me. I wrote a little poem for y'all. Do y'all like poems or raps? I want y'all to just repeat after me. With a humbled heart and an open mind, a desire to grow, I soon will find. As a professional, I surely know I have the room to grow, grow, grow. If in fact I deny this truth, I'll accept my lot and sit in my booth. The skeptic in me tells me to question all, but there's no doubt about this. I can be more professional now. As time goes on and the day runs late, I can say I choose greater because we dialogued with Nate. Now clap it up for yourselves, everybody. Clap it up, clap it up. I hope and pray that you got something from the presentation. I appreciate you all and your engagement. And please, 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 if you want to get in contact with me, you can scan this. It'll bring up all my info and we can connect. But God bless you all. I appreciate it. Give me a hand.